The Beautiful Girl in the Countryside. In a quiet and peaceful countryside, surrounded by green rice fields and tall palm trees, there lived a beautiful girl named Lena. She was not only beautiful on the outside, with long black hair that shone like silk and eyes as bright as the morning sun, but also beautiful in her heart. Lena was kind, gentle, and always willing to help anyone in need. Every morning, before the rooster even crowed, Lena would wake up to help her mother prepare breakfast. Then she would go to the field to feed the chickens and water the vegetables. Her family didn't have much. They lived in a small bamboo house near a clear river, but they had love, laughter, and peace. And to Lena, that was enough. One sunny morning, while Lena was picking flowers near the river, she saw a wounded bird lying on the ground. Its wing was hurt, and it couldn't fly. Lena carefully picked it up and brought it home. She made a small nest out of soft leaves and fed the bird every day. Slowly, the little bird healed and became strong again. One day, when the bird was finally ready to fly, it chirped 3 times, as if saying thank you, and disappeared into the sky. Lena smiled, feeling happy that she could help a creature in need. She didn't know that this simple act of kindness would soon change her life forever. A few weeks later, something strange happened in the village. The sky turned dark in the middle of the day, and a heavy storm swept through the countryside. The wind was so strong that it broke trees, destroyed roofs, and flooded the rice fields. Lena and her mother held each other inside their small house, praying that the storm would pass. When morning came, the village was in ruins. People were crying because their crops were destroyed and their animals had disappeared. Lena didn't waste a moment. She went out to help her neighbors, gathering food, carrying water, and comforting the children. She forgot about herself and worked tirelessly for others. That evening, when the sun finally appeared again, Lena sat by the river to rest. The air was cool, and the golden light of sunset reflected on the water. Suddenly, she heard a soft voice behind her. "Lena," the voice said, "you have a kind heart." She turned around and saw a young man dressed in simple clothes, but his eyes were deep and calm like the river itself. "Who are you?" she asked. "I'm the spirit of this land," the man said gently. "I have watched you since the day you helped the wounded bird. That bird was my messenger. Because of your kindness, I have come to grant you a wish." She was surprised. She had never met a spirit before. "A wish?" she repeated. "But I don't need anything. I only want my village to be happy again." The spirit smiled. "That is a pure wish. Because you think of others before yourself, I will make your wish come true." He touched the water with his hand, and suddenly a golden light spread across the river. The light flowed through the fields, bringing life back to the crops, filling the wells with clean water, and repairing the houses that were broken. The villagers were amazed. They saw everything come back to life as if the storm had never happened. When Lena returned home, her mother was crying tears of joy. "The gods have blessed us," she said. But Lena only smiled quietly, remembering the gentle spirit by the river. From that day on, Lena became known as the Girl of the Golden Heart. People came from other villages to meet her, to thank her, or to simply see her smile. But Lena never became proud. She continued to live humbly, helping others whenever she could. Years passed, and one day a prince from the city came to the countryside. He had heard stories about the girl whose kindness could bring life to the land. When he met Lena, he was amazed by her simplicity and grace. He said, "You are more beautiful than any jewel in my palace, not because of your face, but because of your heart." The prince asked Lena to go with him to the city and become his queen. But Lena looked around at her home, the rice fields, the river, the small bamboo house, and said softly, "Thank you, Your Highness, but my heart belongs here. My people need me." The prince respected her answer. He promised to help her village, sending food, seeds, and tools every year. Lena continued to live there, teaching the children how to plant, care for animals, and live with kindness. Every morning, she would still wake before the rooster crowed, just as she always did, and walk to the river to see the sunrise. And sometimes, when the wind blew softly through the trees, she would hear the faint chirping of the little bird she once saved, a gentle reminder that kindness always finds its way back. And so, the beautiful girl in the countryside lived a long and peaceful life, surrounded by love and gratitude. Her story was passed down from one generation to another, teaching that true beauty is not in how you look, but in how you treat others.